Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe gelled up my transplant Pyfer. Uh, man, that was just bizarre seeing that man's transplant up there all shimmering and whatnot, like a wet otter on a San Francisco morning in the Bay. It was just bizarre. Anyway, shout out to hair transplants. Use code Better Green when you go to Turkey. All right. Pfeiffer used to grapple more before the UFC. Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. What happened? Why did he stop grappling before the UFC? Don't really understand that. It's nothing crazy, just some good fundamentals. Leg trip, leg kick, leg sweep. Nice little suplex. Then he would step over the guard, pass, do some ground and pound, clinch, get body lock, leg sweep, then ground and pound, heavy hands. Stuff like that. It was cool. Haven't really seen too much of that since he's been in the UFC. He was on the receiving end on his first Contender Series bid against Stoltzfus. We covered not that long ago.
Yeah.
When Stoltzfus broke his arm when he posted the wrong way, getting slammed. So, I don't know. Kind of interesting. We haven't seen too much of offensive grappling from Pfeiffer since then. But anyway, what I like about this is he's teammates with Sean Brady, right? Him and Sean Brady are buds. They have a podcast together. They train together, all that fun stuff. Look at what Brady did. If one Sean Brady can take a mini fridge and just recycle that mini fridge and just put it out to pasture at the recycling center, what do you think Joe Pyfer with a fresh hair transplant's going to do and all that confidence that comes with it? That fridge is getting raided. That's what's going to happen, all right? Kelvin just doesn't have it anymore, man. He just doesn't have it. He's constantly his whole career, oh, I want to be at welterweight. Oh, I'm not disciplined enough. Let me go back to middle. Then I'm back to welter. And now he's at middle again. And it's like he just doesn't have a home. He just doesn't know where he fits. He just doesn't have the discipline to see anything through. He just doesn't have dedication. And he's just kind of at the tail end of his career. He's just one of the biggest what ifs in MMA, right? Like, what if this guy actually took a diet serious? What if he actually took training serious? And we saw that his biggest moment was still a loss, and that sucks. His biggest moment, his most defining career moment, in my humble opinion, was probably the Israel Adesanya fight, right? Like when he really just went out there, and you could just tell the man put his heart, soul, and bones out there and just gave it his all. And unfortunately, he still came up short. And I get that that's probably very demoralizing, and that probably plays a role in it, but it just further proves my point. I just don't think he should be fighting anymore. At this point, it almost feels like he's one of those fighters that just does it because he has to have a paycheck, right?
Yeah.
It's just for the very small amount of money that he gets. And I just think Pyfer, he's just too heavy-handed. He's too hungry. He still has something to prove. Like I said, his whole team and his coaches have already game planned extensively for Kelvin. They know what to do against Kelvin. They already have a guy that has the blueprint on how to beat him. Sean Brady just battered the man until he finally gave him the mercy kill in round 3 with the Kimura. I mean, his last win in his last 5 fights, his most recent win was Daniel Rodriguez. That's nothing to write home about. And he beat Chris Curtis. That's nothing to write home about. But before that, he's lost to Whitaker, Cannonier, Brady. Before that, he only beat Ian Heinisch, who isn't even in the UFC anymore, and he was on a 3-fight skid then. The man is just – he's in a bad spot. And it sucks because Kelvin is always a guy who is fun, when he beat Tim Kennedy. Fun fight, right? When he went to war with him, when he beat Johnny Hendricks, when he beat Nate Marquardt, Jake Ellenberger. He just doesn't have it anymore. Pfeiffer's just too heavy-handed. The grappling is there if he needs it. The blueprint's just there, man. It just seems almost like a foregone conclusion. Gastelum's only 33. You would think he's 40. 19-9. It's sad. His nipples are protruding through his shirt at this point. It's very disrespectful. It's just sad. What do you think?
I think that we were already supposed to have this fight earlier this year. So they've had a lot of time to prepare for each other. It's been a lot of time for Pyfer to watch enough tape, get with his boys, and come up with a good game plan. My only concern, Bobby, is we just saw last week a fight fall through because of, how should I say this, cosmetic upgrades. Are we worried that might happen to Pyfer as well?
He better shave that shit if that's the case. I know you just got it, buddy, but you better shave it.
At least his chesticles are real, so
Right.
we don't have to worry about him falling through for that. But yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm going to take Pyfer with a KO. I just think he outclasses
Ooh, I
Gastelum at this
like
point
it.
in his career. He's too strong, and at this point, like you were saying, Gastelum's just not. I don't know what the word is, but disciplined. I think you were saying. I think that's probably the right word there. He's just not disciplined enough, and Pyfer wants it. He's hungry, man, and it sounds weird, but doesn't it kind of feel like that loss that he had? I forget the guy's name though. The vet, Pyfer's loss in the Apex. He was
Let me look
headlining.
it up right quick. I know what you're talking about though, because he's like, I wasn't
Jack
fraud
Hermanson.
checked. Yeah, there we go. That fella.
Yes, yeah. I feel like that's actually probably a good thing for Pyfer's career because he's looked better. I think it made him hungrier. I think it also humbled might not. I feel like these aren't the right words. So because I'm not trying to disrespect Pyfer, but I feel like he was like, man, maybe I need to get back in the gym, keep working because I'm just not quite there with these other guys yet. So I think he's been working hard. He's been working with the right guys. Gastelum, I'm sorry, man, is over. End of the line. I think he still fights for a little bit longer, but Pyfer might be like the last. I wouldn't say Piper's a big name, but last like real hyped up match. We might be seeing him against much lesser opponents going forward.
Yeah, if you're taking Pyfer KO, I'm gonna take Pyfer sub just in case he does what he does. Does what he did to Razak Al Hassan, where he like rocked him, dropped him, and then chose to sub him. I'm gonna
Kelvin
also,
sub.
yeah, I'm also gonna go for sub then. And then if it's a decision, then who the hell cares? Whatever. It's just not meant to be. But
What are those odds for that?
so if you go KO TKO, it's plus
Mm,
250. Sub
okay.
is plus 330.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
you got
So I'm guessing.
87% of, huh?
I'm just guessing that for both of them, the double method's probably close to even money, then, isn't it?
Let's
KO
see.
sub. Yeah, plus 120. I'll stay with
Yeah,
the KO.
yeah, and I'll just do straight sub, and then whatever. If it's a decision, it is. You got 87% of bets on Pfeiffer. Don't blame him. 13% on Gastelum, pretty accurate. Gastelum's a plus 300 money line, accurate. Minus 380 for Pfeiffer. Got to take the edge off somehow.
Yeah, and we're looking at this too. Pyfer, 74% of the money, although he gets 87% of the bets, 26% of the money for Kelvin Gastelum. So 2 times the percentage of bets he has with money. But once again, he's the dog. He's the dog. He's been around longer. People think that, there's some value there, which there's always value taking the dog, right? But just don't feel like that's the right side here. So not concerned about those betting percentages at all.